Hi, and welcome to the Word Challenge 2026. And this is week 27. No, sorry, it is week 28. What a mess I nearly made. But welcome to all of you. If you're new here and don't know what the Word Challenge is, find the playlist and find week 1, and there I will explain everything about it. But shortly told, it is a challenge hosted by Rita Summers, and her information you can find here under the little word more, and there you also can find information about everything else I'm talking about and what I think is good to know here in this challenge here, and links to my challenge last year and the challenge that going on, the Stitch Circle Show challenge going on this year, and other things mentioned you can find there. And every week for this year, Rita picks up a little note with a word on from her pot, and then it is up to you to interpret the word as you think, or what comes into mind, or what you will do with that word. And that has been a really challenge for me, because first of all, I'm Danish. Yeah, pardon me, perhaps I should say who I am. My name is Lisbeth, and I'm Danish, and I'm an abstract mixed media artist who likes to do many different things. And mostly I am tricked by colors, shapes, abstract things, and not words. So that is why it has been a tough challenge for me. But so far, when I've done this, I've done the first half of this year, and clap myself on the shoulders for that. But perhaps you are a word person and find it much easier, and so good luck with to you with that. But yeah, what else do I want to say? I don't. Yeah, if somebody feels like supporting my little Danish channel here, you're more than welcome to do that. But in any way, don't feel obligated. And again, under the little word more, there are links for my Ko-fi account, and there's a link for my PayPal account. So both way you are able to support my work with this channel. And for those of you who has been doing that, thank you, thank you. It is so appreciated, and I'm so lucky somebody wants to do that. So thank you to you. But let us get started, and I can tell you the word. Week 28's word is neutral. And there are 3 things I think of when I hear the word neutral. First of all, the meaning of it, and for everyday meaning of it, I think it is mean something like you are impartial, or you are unbiased, or not taking sides in any conflicts. That is what I think of, and in connecting to that, as a person living in Denmark or in Europe under the Second World War, there were 2 countries that were neutrals, and that was Sweden and Switzerland, and they don't interfered in that war. So they were called neutrals countries. That is one thing I'm thinking of. Then I'm thinking of, here in Denmark we have a brand called Neutral, and that brand is making things for cleaning, and it can be household cleanings like your laundry or yourself as a person. But every one of these products are made ecological and with no perfumes and no color things in. Or it is good for your skin and for everything. And we have a mark that indicates that it's a good brand. So of course I'm thinking of that. And here in our house, when I wash yeah, it's my hubby who washes here in this house, but we use the brand neutral. So I got thinking about a big cardboard box because that is how the soap, the granulated soap, is coming in a big cardboard box. And the third thing I think about is of course the color, neutral colors. If you didn't have neutral colors, you couldn't mix other colors, so you can tint them or shade them or tone them up or down, depending on what you want. So white, cream, off-white, and these colors, in my opinion, I call them neutrals. But of course it can be other colors too. But here in this case, I will go for the off-white ones, and they can be called sand and ivory or ecru or Isabella colored, and it get many names. Yeah. So that is what I'm thinking about when I hear that word neutral. So I have, of course, you know that if you've been with me here for a while, you know I have decided to go red, white, and black. And my background is always black, and I like to base it with some other thin fabrics because I like to stitch in several layers. But neutral, it is a little tough to put something into a neutral things, but on the other side, you could perhaps say that it is hard to see anything neutral if there isn't any contrast. So I don't know if I will be putting a little dab of red in somewhere, but we will see if if I will do that. But right now I have invisible based this backing fabric on this black piece. And my black pieces are 14 by 14 centimeters. I know Rita says 10 by 10 centimeters in her challenge, but I really like this measurement here, and I have some books made with simple pamphlet stitches. I put them in, and they are 15 by 15 centimeters, the pages there. And that is measurement here is also the measurement I used last year. So I'm so used to working in this relatively small surface here. But invisible pasting, I also have showed you a ton of time, but it's nothing else. You come up and then you go a couple of threads back in the fabric, and then you come up about a centimeter ahead of you, a couple of threads back, and a couple of centimeters, no, 1 centimeter ahead of you there, and then there will be the smallest little dot, and of course it is hard to see here in the black. If I was working in neutral colors, you could see it much easier. So I will just bury my thread here in between the two layers, and now it is sitting there. So now we have reached the more exciting point. What on earth am I going to put on this piece here that indicates something about neutral? I can't make a country that's not going to war and a country that is in war. I wouldn't know how to do that in such a small area here. So I think I will go for the washing powder cardboard box. So I will find something that can be a square that shape the cardboard box has for my soap, and see what else I have of neutral papers or fabrics. So let me see what I can come up with. In my stash I found this paper here. It is something that you put on the walls before you paint your walls. It is paper or some weaved paper. So I could cut that so it would look like that cardboard box in size. But I found this piece of fabric here. I have talked about it before, and not exactly this fabric here, but I've talked about my late uncle. He was an upholsterer, and when he died, or my aunt died, and my cousin was clearing up their home, she asked me if I wanted some of all his fabrics, and I went there and I could take whatever I want, but most of them are quite heavy fabrics, and this is also a very heavy fabric. But one of them that had these letters on, I don't know what it's called in English. It is called a monogram in Danish, but I can perhaps figure out what it is called. And there is an N, so why not use that? So I will start cutting it out and see here. I take my big scissor here, and then I can see if I want to cut around it or over it or whatever I want to do. You can hear how thick it is, and it is quite tough to cut into. What a sound. I don't think I would be able to tear this. So here it is. Yeah, perhaps I want to cut a little more of it off. Let me put that there, and I don't want these there. And I will cut it over my bin because this gets everywhere. So just a second. There, something like that. And then I could perhaps cut this even smaller. Oh, do I want it to be a total square? Well, not a square, but exactly straight. And I think I do, because this is totally straight. So no curved line here in this. So I think I will just take my cutting mat and just a second. So here we go. A ruler and a rotary cutter. And it's quite thick here. There. I'm always so afraid of cutting my fingers with this rotary cutter. I have done it once before and I got half of this cutting off nearly, and it took so long before it had healed. So so I have an in there, and I think I perhaps will fray it a little, but not much, then the letter will disappear. So away with all that. I can always clean up when I'm done filming this video for you. So there this goes, and there this goes. So what do I want to do? Of course I have to, I think I will just invisible base that down, and also that. So I will start with this one, and I'll tack it down some places. I don't think I will be so I do it up and down. I think I will take this one here. And sorry for my fingers or nails or hands. I have the last Wednesday, Thursday and Friday I have been on a course, not teaching but attending it myself, with a very skilled and clever lady. And I have been sun printing and printing with making wax resistance and many other things. So I have made a good pile of, yeah, that is too nerve-wracking to do here, but a great pile of new fabrics. So not that I don't have fabrics already. I have a ton, and I very often use very small pieces of it, but it is so funny. And I have a party these 3 days, standing up making all kinds of colors and using all kinds of colors and making decisions about what to do and how to do it, and learning about the different pigments or the different ways and what you can use with that and what you can't use with that. And my head is so full, so I don't think I can remember half of it, but we have got some papers so I can go back and look at that. So that is very good. And right now it is boiling hot summer here in Denmark, so it is my plan, perhaps not today, because most of my day will go with this. It is not only just sitting here doing this and filming it, then yeah, I have to edit the movie, and then I have to have it from my phone to my tablet. No, not my tablet, but my PC, and then I have it from my PC to YouTube, and yeah, it takes a little time, so it won't be today, but they have promised good weather tomorrow also, so I think I will do some sun printing tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to that. So that must be enough just doing this, but I will do this all the way around here, this piece of wallpaper, something. And I will do this exact same with the in, and then I will be back. So these two are attached now, and while I was rumbling around my box with small bits and bobs of fabrics, I found this very small organza, silk organza, and I think I want to put it there like this, so it gets blurred a little out, and don't ask me why, but I feel for it, and that is, yeah. So I will just give it a dab of blue, because I think I will make French knots in the holes. Yeah, this is gluing on both sides. The glue stick is coming up through the layers here, so that it is so thin, so it don't stick on only one side. So, but let us just sit there and dry for a little, and then I will thread my needle with this heavier thread and make some French knots in the spaces of the holes, if we can say so. I think it's so dry, so I can stitch into it. And I just googled it. Apparently monogram is the same as a monogram på dansk, so that was one of the same words, just pronounced a little different. So here was the first French knot. Oops, ouch, there. So I just come up, and you can come up wherever you want. And I've taken another needle. It's a little long, but when you're making French knot, it is best to have a needle where the head or the eye and the stem or the shaft, or what you can call it, you can't feel the difference, as you can't feel the where it gets from one thing to the other. It has to be smooth there, because then it is easier to get the webs pulled down over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm nearly into the same hole. keep the tension and pull through here, and pull through slowly, and don't rush, because then perhaps your thread will tangle, or yeah, many things can happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, only 4, I think. That must be enough. And what this has to do with neutral or neutral, I haven't the faintest idea. Now we are just doing what we liked, or what I like to do, or what I think looks nice. So now we're freestyling, let us say it that way. And that is exactly what I don't want to happen here. No knots, please. No knots, knots, knots. And you come up again. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. Nearly the same hole. Keep the tension and slowly pull your thread through. And they looks yummy, yummy, yummy. I will do there all the way around, I think. And then it's the $100 question. Do I need a little red somewhere? I could perhaps just make a simple, one single red knot somewhere, because else it is a little pale perhaps. But for the French knots, and I really like it, the look of that. But I think it could need something down the line here, so perhaps I could just make some cross stitches. You can see if I like it, and if I don't like it, I can always pick it up. And I like that this thread is so thick compared to the normal mercerized cotton I'm using. So they are quite visible, even though they are neutral. I could perhaps also have taken a pure white just for the fun of and giggle of it, but perhaps that is too harsh. Yeah, who can't make a cross stitch? If you can't, you go like this. You come up, go diagonal and go down. And if you are making a row of them that way, you go doot all the way to where you want to end, and then you go back like this. But these are a little free form cross stitches, you can say. So it isn't so necessary. But of course I could have turned it this way and done as I said. That would also have been an option. There. There. No, that was the wrong hole. So off with that. But I will do this all the way down and show it to you. Cross stitches all the way down there, and I made a little one there and a little one there. And now I just want to make a little French knot there in red. I know it is a neutral color, but I can't help myself, and that's perhaps okay. Artistic freedom, yeah. And now the $1,000 question is, do I put one there and there. So I make 4. So it will be a little more visible that this one is. I think I will. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that was counting in Danish. And I just realized I quite forgot to show you the book I was putting these pieces in, but I will show it here when I glue this piece in. The book. I haven't made a cover yet, but as soon as I start doing that, I will also make a video about that. So, one with the last little one here, and that will be enough. Not much, but enough to catch your eye. It is so easy to bury your ends in between the 2 layers, so I think that must be that. I don't think I want to do anything more. You can easily overdo it and go overboard, and I sometimes also do that. But in this case, it's quite pristine, or it looks clean, or yeah, I don't know what else to, how else to describe it. And now I have a knot on this one. Oh, sorry for that. So this is how my neutral will end. French knot, crosses, and an end there. And I will go and find my books, because there are 2 now, and then I can put it in and show it to you. So this was week 27 aroma, and it is the last page in this little book here, and it is full now and ready for when I make a cover. And here are the second part of the second book here. So week 28 will be sitting here, and let me cut some of these white threads off here, and hopefully not cut into the fabric. So there it is. So turn it upside down. I wonder if you're saying the same in Australia. Are you think you're up? No, we say down. We say down under. What do you say? Please tell me that if you're from Australia. How do you say upside down or up? We say down under. Do you say up there or? Yeah, nobody can know it, but for me, you have your heads down and we have our heads up, but perhaps you are saying exactly the same about us here on the northern hemisphere. That is a little strange to think about. I have been told that when our water runs out of our sinks, they go like this, and if you're on the other side of the earth, it will go the other way around. But if it's true, I don't know if it is just a history or if it's true. But perhaps somebody can tell me that also. Write me a comment and tell me if I'm crazy or if it's true. There we go, and that looks very yummy. Ready for next week. Nay, sorry, I have to write. I don't know why I always say we. I am only me, and I'm not royal. 28 neutral. So now this is documented. I don't know if anybody can see that is, this means neutral, but they can see a in and they can see a square. So perhaps they have to listen to what I'm talking about in the beginning about our company who makes dishwash soap and soap for washing and soap for taking bath or anything, to know that is what I have been thinking about, neutral, and then again the color. But that doesn't matter, it looks quite nice to me. I hope these videos I'm making when I'm able to it on Saturdays are helpful for some of you who are doing the challenge and have a hard time with working out from just a word. I know it can be difficult for some, like it is for me, and perhaps you don't need to get inspiration or see what others are doing, because it's just up your ball game. So that could also be, but I hope it is helping some people. And as I said, please give me a comment and on what I was talking about here. I like to be in touch with you and hear from you what you're thinking about this and that, what I'm talking about in the videos. But else, I would just round this up and say, please, please be playful and creative. I think it is so good for your mental health if you can be that. And I just getting into another world, and I don't think of all the other things that is going on right now in the world while I'm doing things I love to do. And we can't think of all the crazy things 24 hours a day. A day. We'll get crazy if we do that. And that is not the same as saying as we should close our eyes and like the ostrich put our head in the bush, but you can't think of it all the time, then you go nuts, and that is not good for you either. So that is why I truly believe it is good for your soul and your mental health to do things that can keep your brain occupied with things you really like to do, even though you struggle sometimes with it, but then you are thinking of other things. So yeah, that was just my humble opinion about that. But please, please, as I said, be playful and creative, and not but least of all, please, please be nice to yourself and people around you. That is all for this week here. I know next week I am in a little vacation for a couple of days. We have some friends who have a summer house we have been invited to, so I won't be home next Saturday, but I will make the little piece anyhow when I come home, and then I will post it in the Facebook group or on my site or on my page or on my site also. So that is all for now. Please thumbs up and like and subscribe. That is very helpful of you if you will do that, and that doesn't cost you a dime. You can also hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when new videos are coming up. So now I think I have talked enough, and now I will go and make me a big cup of tea, even though it's hot outside, but I can drink tea cold and hot and any time of day or night or so. So bye bye for now and take care. Hi.